Hello, everybody. Welcome to Eric's TBD RPG. No, you are not falling through time. This is actually our little holiday special. So, hi and welcome back, everybody. How's y'all doing? Y'all doing all right?
I'm a lizard plant.
You are a lizard plant.
And I'm next to a lizard plant, so I'm doing just great.
It's kind of crazy to be back. And how are y'all doing? I haven't. It's great to see my Time Lords back at the table again.
I'm so glad I still have this costume.
Time Lord kitty table.
I was sad because I didn't get a chance to wear it. This is actually, so 11, as some of y'all know, 11 is my favorite of the Doctors. You always love your first Doctor. And so this is my favorite. This is this is the last run when Matt Smith's regeneration happened. This was the coat he was wearing. He had the whole get up, and this is my favorite coat. So I went through all of my coats. I don't remember that I ever wore this one, and I was always kind of sad about that. But here we are. Aha! Geek and Sundry has let me do this again, and I am very pleased. So we don't have any announcements today except for Happy Holidays. This is a pre-tape, and why are you staring at me? I feel like Sam wants to say something.
Well, I like the notion that, like, because this is what it is, that it's technically a repeat, that it's just happening for the first time.
Yes. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
Brought to you by
And-
Time Lord Technology.
And
Is, has been, and shall be.
yes, and because this is a pre-tape, we can now say that we I guess this is kind of a time travel deal for us, because some of us might end up watching this whenever this airs
Future Roka.
into the trap. Yeah, so hello to future us in the chat.
I don't know.
It's the day of the filming. I'm going to go ahead and say it's the last day of Hanukkah. So happy Hanukkah,
Happy Hanukkah.
everybody. I think we're going to just jump right into the game unless anybody can think of anything to say. No? All right. I feel like there's...
I'm excited!
There it is. All right, let's go ahead and jump into our title. There's no title sequence. All right, we're gonna go ahead and start tonight's game. Yeah, it's the magic of imagination, everyone. Yes. We're TBDing it, so it's got to be old school. We just come in. I mean, the fact that we've got music and a background, we've upgraded. Yeah, fun. We were on a starship last time. That was kind of handy.
That background is great.
We're very fancy
Great.
fonts.
Yeah, tons of fun.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go ahead and start off our little tale of whimsy and holiday spirit. I have the descriptor prepared for all of us to set the stage, as it were. We begin this holiday story in the TARDIS, looking down from an open doorway onto the planet of Ovokal. Ovokal, the world that breathes. The planet has the most complex ecosystem, the greatest mixture of biological plant life, and some of the most evolved sapient species in the universe. Canopies of trees reach so high into its pristine blue skies that they can be seen from orbit without the need of assistance. The Ovokali, beings that bear reptilian features, but also vegetable as well, have developed their society around their very own harmonious expression of that animal and plant life. It is more than just an arboreal paradise. Ovokal is a scientific marvel, where biology is harnessed with empathy and the technology there advances only at the speed of life. The trees here are in fact the physical remains of once living independent Ovokali who, when the day of their passing comes, solidify into wood fibers to join the others who have gone before. Hence, the towering monoliths of ancient wood and greenery covering the world are a testament and a monument to the cycles of life and death on Ovokal. A miracle that was brutally wiped from the universe by fire and ambition, then remade untouched, thanks to the unsung efforts of the companions and their doctor. On the lip of the TARDIS, you are staring down into the cosmos and this brilliant planet below you.
I love that bit.
The continents are quite vast, as they would say, and great big oceans, nice cloud cover. It is, you've never tired of coming to Ovokal, Doctor. It's the thing that really, I would imagine, sets in as beautiful about this is not only the fact that it exists, but that it exists again. That this place got a second chance because of everything you guys did together. Not only did it get its second chance, but it does not have to carry the weight of the trauma of what it went through. Instead, Ovokal has been allowed to grow and move forward without the weight of the horrible events incurred by Rassilon upon this universe. In fact, as a quick refresher, those events have all been wiped out from the universe. And now you're staring down, kind of, I imagine, a bit reflective, looking over this planet.
Missing this. That would have been all those years of wandering, and we didn't know what we weren't seeing. Eh?
Your first, yeah, I would say at that point, as you're sort of saying this out loud to yourself, you hear, "I don't know what you mean, Doctor." And from behind you is the very large conical head of a Centauran in a suit, who's standing behind you kind of looking. "It is a great big planet."
Yes, with a great deal of interesting things to catalogue.
"But they do not cut down trees here, Doctor."
Sure.
"Well then, how can you make books, Doctor? This place is offensive. I am the first librarian of the TARDIS, and I require books. There are no books on this world, unless they wish me to make books out of this world."
We've talked about this. They're going to acquaint you with their method of record keeping, and it will add to and enhance the library.
"Oh yes, that seems to be logical. Very well. I shall call them Pidiffs, after the great Pidiff general on Sontar."
I like it. It's got a good ring to it. Centauran names tend to.
"By the way, something for you. Don't open until later." He pulls out an envelope and hands it to you.
Is it explosive?
"Of course not.
Are you sure?
No." "No." He takes it back. Yes, that one is not.
Lovely.
"Now, if you will excuse me, I have errands to run." And he walks over to the center of the TARDIS, stepping down the metal grating over to the center control panel, and pulls out one of the temporal vortex manipulators of the many that you have all accumulated and that have managed to survive being inside
Stop
this
keeping
TARDIS.
those things.
"Yes, I understand you don't like them very much." Beep. And Velik disappears. He has
We
handed
spend
you
a lot of time arguing with the spaces that people leave behind. That's just one reason.
on the envelope reads, "From Velig to the Doctor and anybody else the Doctor picks up. Please do not open this until everybody is together. P.S. I forgot the P.S.
Very complete, but a little bit vague. In my pocket.
All right. Oval call awaits.
Do I have a set landing place?
You pretty much, there are 2 life signs down there in particular that are near an open space. You have a set landing place.
How long has it been since I've been to the planet?
Oh, I think since the last time you've seen these 2 has probably been a few months.
For me or for them or for both?
For you, it's probably been a few months. For them, it's probably been a little over a year.
Oops. I might be a bit late for this one. Let's just go ahead and land.
The ship manufacturing area on Ovacol does not look like a normal shipyard, obviously.
Certainly.
Back where you came from, ships were harnessed from lumber
Yes.
and cut into many little bits and
Health ship
caulked
logo.
and hammered together.
Quite ferociously for many, many months.
Yep. They were usually done out of water, and then they would be cast into the ocean and then finished.
The best part.
Yeah. And
Good seeing a boat not in water.
I imagine, I have to ask, would Finn secretly miss the creaking sounds of a wooden mast over their heads?
Absolutely. I've sort of... Rocco's helped me rig up sort of just... Whenever I miss it, they wriggle a little bit, and it just sort of sounds this thing. It just... The lovely... Not that way, just, you
like
know...
you're
the shimmies in the morning when they're going and making breakfast for
You're-
us and the children. It just sounds lovely. I don't need it anymore. I have different lovely sounds that I like.
I'm just picturing like that. I'm sorry. My immediate thought was, oh, so your dirty talk is the ship ambience ASMR.
You say dirty, I say lovely.
Ah, excellent. Well,
She's a good mountain.
So the shipyard here in Ovacol, this is more than just going to be a 3-masted ship that sails in waters. In fact, this is a ship that is being built out of synthetic fibers that imitates a lot of not only the look but feel of wood.
Yes, I've been very adamant about it.
Yeah,
In a respectful way, but,
of course.
Are experts in, what wood feels like. We are them eventually.
Definitely.
The shipyard here is big enough. It's usually accommodating for ships that are built with a more modern look. However,
Sure.
Fen, your ship is essentially a 2-masted schooner. You've got a nice, big, fast ship.
I've had to be here quite a lot to make sure that everything is going up the way it should and not too modern.
If you're watching them raise these solar sails, these giant white cotton-looking, essentially like this sort of like a mesh cloth that stretches all the way down. It has this sort of web-like, almost golden orichalcum-like glow that kind of like spider webs across the white sheets, and that's what captures all the solar energy. You see them raising it and testing it as the Ovacoli are just calling out to each other. As you're sitting there watching this, and Roko is staring at you.
Beautiful, isn't she?
Just the most beautiful ship I've ever seen.
Oh, she's
I'm-
lovely.
Don't you dare. You know I'm distracted today. Oh, gosh. Did we feed the children? I can't remember. I know we have that calendar and we've been marking it, but every time I forget to look, and I definitely feed them twice today.
Yes, the whole connect. I added
you
the
fe-
seeds.
Oh, we've fed them 3 times today.
Oh, heavens.
It's okay. They'll just get a little chubby.
Okay.
But we'll just
I
make
think
them
it's
run
fine.
in that wheel a little.
Okay.
Right.
That's good for mammals, right?
Yes, I probably. Look at me. We should add a wheel on there for me.
I don't understand. You're perfect in every way.
I know.
Good.
Just like a wheel.
There's an ambient hum that begins to fill the air. If anybody else would have heard this hum, they would have thought that maybe it was just machinery or something passing by, but the two of you have grown way too familiar to know that it's a different sound. And this hum begins to build until finally you hear the grinding, wheezing sounds of a TARDIS. And a few moments begin to pass as you see the ghost-like image of a blue police box begin to materialize about 20 feet away from you all, blinking in and out of existence until finally it decides, yes, I'm going to land, and materializes, and immediately the door is thrown open.
Right. Am I late? You're just in time.
Fantastic.
Who needs a wheel for exercise when you've got the doctor?
That's true.
Where are we running to?
Doctor, the first thing you noticed as you step out and saying hi to your friends, it takes you a beat in true doctor fashion. Everyone is naked. Everyone. Which is, by the way, not usual for Ovacol, but you do happen to realize upon seeing everyone being naked as they move about their day, and as Finn just kind of smiles at you, completely fine and natural.
Welcome.
Hello.
It is, in fact, the Ovacoli holiday today.
Happy you plop Leopa.
Of course. Shoot. I brought gifts, but I can't remember if they're proper for what?
You plop Leopa.
You probably open.
Yes.
You the accent, it's ploppy. Happy ploppy.
Floppy day.
Ploppy day.
Well, I brought all these sort of dirt sugar things for the little ones.
Oh,
they were
my Joe.
I just start taking things out of my pocket.
You're right.
They can run more in the wheel. It's fine.
Happy holidays to them, right?
Do you want me to take your coat and your shirt and your all that?
Is it terribly rude if I don't? Yes?
I mean, I could always psychically project you not wearing clothes.
Right, do that.
All right.
Thank you.
Was that an option?
The Ovacol that are working on the ship and calling out to each other, they pause for a second as a psychic projection enters their heads. About 30 of them begin to turn and look to see who's making the connection. When they look at you, Roko, they look down at the doctor, and you can hear them talking to each other psychically.
Sorry about the mammalianness.
You hear one of the Ovacol in sort of a thickened
Ish.
accent go, it's okay. Did I say that right?
You did very well.
Thank you.
They're just shy. Not like us. Although to the overcall.
They're just mammals, not like us.
Definitely not.
The Abigail 2 is coming. Is it Abigail 2 or is it just the Abigail?
Abigail Reborn.
Okay. Abigail Reborn is coming along brilliantly. The Overcall, as you know, have also learned how to sail amongst the stars. Their ship, their interstellar craft is typically a lot more modern looking. It does have a very biological stylings to it, the hull and whatnot. But for the most part, they too, with trade in other worlds, they do too harness steel when it comes to interstellar travel and other, like, not steel per se, but, you know, like hardened space metals, the titaniums and the alloys that are used by advanced species to travel through the stars and be able to withstand like solar flares and such. This thing, however, looks like either the Overcall have all fallen in love with Finn and are doing her a huge favor, or they too want to see what this baby can do. Because they are creating an old style interstellar ship. One that's very akin to it looks exactly like the old style 17th century Earth sailing vessels. But from what you can tell, it looks like it's being geared for interstellar flight.
Fantastic.
What do you think? Doctor approval?
It looks amazing.
Yeah, thank them. All I did was hand them a bunch of sketches and talk a lot at them. They've done most of the work.
An old Earth ship on Overcall made of synthetic materials to sail among the stars.
Abigail Reborn. Got sort of like Junior.
That's quite
Abigail
nice.
Junior.
And how are you both?
Lovely. Eating a ton, adventuring, helping out.
It's been good. It's been adventurous.
Quite adventurous.
We're not supposed to tell her about that one time, though, right? You said we
No,
should-
absolutely not. Nothing happened.
What?
Nothing happened.
Nothing
Doctor.
happened. So would you like tea? Mammals like tea.
We do. We like tea.
You're a bad influence on Roko.
Oh, you think I'm the influence in this relationship? Oh. Since when has that ever
But
happened?
yes, I would love some tea, actually, yeah.
Wonderful. Come meet the children.
Give them all the snacks. Really got to get on that.
As y'all are about to move away from the ship area, kind of linking arms together as the three of you begin to walk, you hear shouting out from behind you. Oh, wait, before you go.
Right, sorry, distracted.
No, it's my fault. You see a female-looking Overcall, and by female I mean it's sort of like as you know, female in this particular incarnation. Would you say,
Gender
Sam?
expression.
Yeah, gender expression at this particular stage in their evolution. She comes running up, and as she appears up to you, she goes,
Hi.
"Sorry, before you go, I needed you to take one quick look at the Liap."
Right. Of course. Sorry.
No,
Old
it's-
friend, distracted.
Hello,
Hi, this
I'm-
is the doctor.
I'm the doctor.
Dr. Neep. You're the I'm sorry, the doctor or a doctor?
So just the doctor.
The doc.
Yeah.
Right. Oh,
And Dr. Neep Neep.
yes.
Very nice to meet
Are
you.
you shy? Is that why you don't tell people your name?
You know, I've never thought of it that way. It's a bit of a name. It's a name of sorts.
Yes, I suppose it is. Yes, I do introduce myself as Dr. Neep, so I suppose that yes. Anyway, sorry. Mind wandering. Here to tell you about the Liap, which are you also new to the world? Have you been here before? I'm sorry, Roko. I'm completely
I like this
taking up
one.
all of your time here.
Oh, no, it's perfectly all right. I mean, I'm with friends and I have everything I need.
Are you also?
I mean, if we have to look at the Liap, which I'm sure is a ship thing that's very important,
Yeah, oh yes, very
then-
important.
Quite important.
you can't have a ship without a Liap.
No, you would die.
Of course not.
You would be sucked into. You would certainly suffocate and die horribly in the vacuum of space.
You know, I don't enjoy that. I've tried it. It's no fun.
Also, yeah, not a fan.
Don't want to know what that feels like.
Never.
So the Liap then.
Yes. Have you? Oh, if you're new to interstellar travel, this is going to be a remarkable thing for you to see.
They quite are. Explain it in excruciating detail.
Well, we use, it's difficult to say. Actually, you know what? It might be best to show you. If you'd like to see on board the ship, the Abigail, if with your
Sure.
permission, Captain.
Sure, you may come aboard.
Very well.
May I?
Yeah, all right. You don't need no permission. You're already in there.
So as you all move on to the Abigail, you encounter even more Ovocali. And the Ovocali, just like you've always known, are a diverse species. Not only do they come up with different, you not only see different floral arrangements appearing on occasional scales as they walk around, but you also see that they range all over, different gender expressions, different sizes, different heights, different builds. Some of them seem to come to a stop in the middle of maybe their younger phase, like they didn't grow too far past the sapling, and that seems to work just fine for them. The diversity of the species itself is just as varied as any reptilian or plant life that would be across. So,
What's the best greeting for you to Ploppy today?
Happy Ploppy is what Finn
Sorry,
says.
what I've said.
Brilliant. Happy Ploppy. Happy Ploppy.
It works sometimes.
And it's amusing for us every time.
It's fine with me. Should I have some leaves? Should you adjust the psychic? Would that be better?
I think it's are you familiar with the Uncanny Valley?
It's all right, Doctor. We can leave it.
I'd one of my most terrifying days in the Uncanny
I've been
Valley.
spending way too much time and...
your banter is absolutely fascinating.
What did you need me to see?
Oh, the Leo. Yes,
Right.
I need you to see where we're putting it.
Right.
Very
okay.
important.
Right.
Follow me. I'll take you to Dr. Ree. They have everything set up.
Gotcha. Right, Doctor.
So you all enter the captain's cabin, which actually is not necessarily the captain's cabin as much. It looks like Finn has developed this into not only the cabin of your vessel, but also something of a small museum of like all the things that they have done that she's collected through.
There's quite a lot of tokens about.
Yeah.
It's sort of like, back in the day, like hunting lodges. It's like that, except not heads, lovely things. Nothing too nefarious. Just small
I'm just gonna drop
tokens.
dice this whole game.
There's also
That's
a giant fireplace.
Also,
Some carvings on it,
as
which...
you're kind of glancing at,
No one is ever nervous about never.
It's not a real fire, I
not
know.
looking at Hannibal Lecter's-
Nothing will ever be put in it. I just wanted the hole there to remind me of a fire.
Okay.
but you
It's
do
also the
see
piece of the Abigail.
You do see like
Yes.
you do see like a piece of the Abigail. You see a few trinkets from here and there that you were a part of. You see a couple of digital images that are being projected. One of them, no joke, is the digital image of it looks like Finn sneaking looks like Finn snuck a selfie. And you see Finn is kind of giving this mischievous like finger guns to the image creator.
Ones.
And
Oh, you
behind
do know.
Less blasty.
behind Finn, you see Finn giving fingers guns. It looks like Roko is in the middle of turning and looking at Finn like, what? And then behind Roko, you see the bridge of a starship.
Well, that's some image.
A red-headed woman at a helm and a few other familiar faces. When this was taken, you don't know, but it looks like at some point.
That was quite a discovery. Oh, and look at this! And I want to drag you over to the hearth of the fireplace. And along the edge of where you hang trinkets on the top of the mantle, I've carved all of the companions' names that we have been with on yours and our own adventures. There's just several names that have... it wasn't real wood, but, they showed me how to carve into it. They were quite mad, but they fixed it. I thought,
I do a giant tackle hug.
oh, I missed you. Grab.
Oh, we're hugging now. I like
Quite
this part.
hugging.
The doctor...
Sorry about the lack of clothes, love.
Doctor, as it suddenly clicks, your eyes shoot open as you remember reading his name. It's like, those moments when you just remember, oh my God, I forgot the oven's on kind of like thing. You just kind of Oh, right. Cillian invited us to come have Christmas dinner with him and Martha and Mickey and everybody.
Right, what day is it? It's Poppy Day, which means it's possibly also we are maybe a little bit late for Christmas dinner.
Doctor, there's no such thing as late for you.
Just this way.
No.
Right, the Leah.
If you still want to see it.
Okay.
Duties.
First and second and later and before this, we need Velig to see this room.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Second, and possibly before or after those, we need to go to Christmas dinner, whenever and wherever that is. And thirdly, sorry, Dr. Neep Neep, let's see that, Leah.
Yes, of course. I'm so excited to show you. I love it when other species come and look at what we do here. It helps us be more appreciative. You know, a lot of people don't understand how much the Overcolly people give to the universe, and that has a lot to do with the fact that we talk too much instead of doing what we said we were going to do. Please follow me. And turns on a heel and begins to walk down the stairs. Going down to the below decks. This place looks very much like a pirate ship on the outside. Down below, it looks like a very modernized, very comfortable spacecraft. Even though the walls all still have that resemblance of synthetic, like fiber-optic wood, these like wood particles that have been fused together, but they're not actual wood. It's all synthetic, but the look is quite impressive. The interior of the ship is lined with biology. It looks like moss and greenery line the inside, and the light that shines down beneath is all bioluminescence and glows brilliantly.
I shall have to remember this for the next time I change mine.
Towards the back, though, is a big area of greenery that looks quite different, and it glows with a different style of bioluminescence, the dark purples and blues. And as you approach, you also notice that these vines and the shrubbery that's around this area, it looks a lot spinier, a little thornier. And it also has a lot more flower blooms coming out. And the other thing you notice, too, is the air particles that are moving through here, because you can see them in the bioluminescent light. They kind of ebb and flow, almost like something is inhaling and exhaling. So as you move towards the back, the aft of the ship, in the lower half of the second deck, you see this. And Neep walks over to it and goes, "This is the Liep." So what they do is they are specifically designed in order to survive in the radiation that is emitted in deep space. And as a result, they essentially, through a bunch of complex things that I don't want to, divulge or pour on top of I just don't want to overwhelm a new interstellar traveler and all. And so
I do love excruciating detail.
Essentially, the biological the biological setup of these creatures enables a life support system. I think of it like an aura around the ship that will actually regulate temperature and provide breathing space, as well as intermingle with the artificial gravity units that we have installed underneath the deck of the top and the bottom and the middle of the ship, and the front and the back, and the main mast as well.
And how does respiration interact with any potential species who might come aboard?
Oh, it interacts perfectly. If you'd like to touch one, they're quite lovely.
It's a different sort of technological take on concepts you might be familiar with from ships.
A living ship? That's ridiculous.
If you want to try, so you reach down and touch it. As you're touching this leaf, it has got sort of a soft, like, fuzz to it.
Oh, it's fuzzy.
So as you're touching it, it actually
Mine
feels quite velvety as you're touching the top of it. And then you hear behind you suddenly a voice go, no! And another overcall comes running over. In a neutral state of gender expression, you can only assume that this is Dr. Ree, as they were being described earlier.
Hello, happy floppy day!
Dr. Ree is very tall. Dr. Ree is almost scraping the ceiling of the second deck and kind of comes lanky, kind of stumbles up. No. Doctor, at just that point, you feel a sharp pinch on your hand.
You're right.
Have I made it angry?
You see, as you pull your hand away, one of these leaves, you see the leaves underneath it looks like sharp barbs that are slipping back into the stalks.
Well, I don't know what I did to upset you.
Just a little bit of
Quite
blood
a
coming
nice
out of the
ship.
Oh.
I didn't mean what I said about ridiculous living ships. I've met several. They're very nice.
Dr. Neep, no. It's quite all right. It happens to me sometimes. They get prickly sometimes, and it's sort of a defense mechanism if they're not familiar with someone. And at about that point, Dr. Ree comes running up and goes, "Are you letting everyone touch Why do you let everyone touch? You're not supposed to let everyone touch. That is a life support
I'm not
system.
everyone. I'm the doctor. Hello.
Wait. Roko? The doctor?
The doctor.
Pleasure to meet you.
Dr. Ree. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Very nice.
Very nice. Well, this must seem quite interesting to you. Sorry I yelled at you.
Oh, it's quite all right.
Roko, Coco, it tells me that you saved the universe at one point. Is that?
Well, I help these.
A little bit like universe saving. Yes, perhaps she's very impressive.
It's just a bit of troubleshooting, really.
Well, thank you for doing that. It would be very difficult to sail amongst the stars if there were none.
That's usually my prime motivation.
Neep-Nep, why didn't you tell me this was the doctor? And Neep-Nep just goes, I'm sorry. Who's the doctor? And anyway, you're excused, Neep-Nep. Thank you very much. I will take it from here.
Wonderful meeting you.
Neep-Nep says, you're welcome. I will be upstairs.
But I might have made your ship a bit angry.
Celebrate. Go home. You're done. Thank you.
Ree looks at both of you and says, I take it you have it under control here? Do you need anything?
Oh, I think everything's fine. Philippe got a little prickly, but that happens to everyone.
Yes, I mean, at least
it's not
twice.
exactly a big deal. They just kind of get on.
Yes, it's true. Most newcomers do get pricked by some of these thornio species, but I believe Captain Finn has been pricked a few times herself.
Yeah, quite.
They get the worst case of the Mondays.
It's just they're fuzzy and it's lovely and I just, We all have prickly dispositions. It shouldn't deter people from loving them.
Oh, some of my favorite people are a bit difficult.
A wave of dizziness hits you, Doctor.
Doctor, are you all right?
It's subtle at first, but suddenly it's noticeable because it suddenly feels like the floor wants to come up and say hello. And you all see the doctor just nodding and being her smiley self when she starts to tilt forward to the point where it looks like it's not intentional.
Go to catch.
For a boat that's not on the ocean, this one is doing a fair bit of tossing about.
This is not tossing about, Doctor.
Ree looks at you and says, are you all right?
Oh, fine.
Right, when was the last time you've eaten, drank, adventured, gotten injured, besides, is there anything we don't know about?
I can't think of anything.
Maybe we should look at your hand. Doctor, you just go, sure. You all see dark purple veins spreading up through the doctor's forearm.
Well, that's not good.
It does. It looks, the small little prick looks completely inflamed on her hand.
That usually doesn't do that.
You see it just arcing up into your arm, Doctor.
Right, what's going on?
I've never seen this reaction before. The venom on these plants are harmless.
To whom?
Well, to everyone, I thought.
I mean, nothing ever happens to Finn, and nothing ever happens to me. I mean, a little bit of a sting. It's fine.
Right.
So if no mammal or plant has had, you begin to scan it. Okay. Yep, you pop it open. You begin to run diagnostic scan over your arm, looking at the data. So go ahead and make a roll, Doctor. Roll 2d6.
I said that earlier about mammalian. I may not have been strictly entirely accurate.
This is going to be ingenuity and medicine.
So that's 12.
Difficulty is going to be 12.
Oh, good, because I only barely beat it. 15.
Excellent. 15. Then you actually did good. If you remember, we have the varying levels of successes here. So 12, yeah.
I didn't get a Dalek on the first roll. That would be bad luck.
Yes, it would be. Doctor, whatever substance is in this plant is having a toxic reaction to Time Lord physiology.
Ooh.
And it immediately begins, you are already catching, it's not just toxic, it looks deadly. As you're scanning this, you're like, oh, you're seeing all the familiar signs of cellular breakdown.
Right.
That happens with some of the most vicious poisons. It looks like it's actually, the initial reaction looks quite violent, but it looks like the poison moves slowly. But it also has, as you're scanning it, you also notice that the speed in which the poison enters the system is extraordinary. And your sonic is beginning to detect that it's already moving throughout your entire circulatory system.
Right, I've got good news and bad news. The good news is this is very interesting. The bad news is I am going to need some kind of antidote rather quickly.
We should get you a doctor. I realized the problem with that sentence halfway through.
But I'm a doctor. I can look at it.
A special patient physiology.
Hello, I'm a Time Lord, and apparently this is deeply poisonous. Whoops.
Oh, yes. Time Lord. Right. The doctor. Yes, I think I remember hearing that about you. And Time Lord is not mammalian?
Not as such.
I see. Yes, I can't help you, I'm afraid. I've only learned about mammalian physiology outside of the Ovocoli species thanks to our new friend Finn here. Captain Finn.
And also a legend.
Doctor. So, where do we need to be running to right now? I seem to understand we have a dinner we need to get to, so let's get you that antidote, like, right away. Just pop on somewhere close. Right?
Where do Time Lord antidotes come from?
You know, we try to avoid getting poisoned. As a general rule. Have I got anything back on the TARDIS that could help with this?
Possibly. Yeah, the database will probably be able to help you. Yeah.
We've also got a Veleg.
We do. He's popped out for an errand of some kind. You might
I
want
was
to
really hoping we'd get to say hello.
you might want to contact your planet's archives and warn them he may try to invent books.
No.
Our archives are the psychic collective knowledge of the trees in the psychic sea of forests.
All right, we need to put on like a straight security over the whole planet.
I will let the entire
Doctor,
planet know.
Your
Please do.
fingers and your toes are starting to tingle a little bit.
Oh.
In the I'm losing sensation kind of way.
Right.
The entire planet knows.
Well,
Wonderful.
did I get anything from my scan that would help me to figure out how to stop and or counteract this?
No, not on your sonic.
Great. Yes. Brilliant. The lovely ship, very nice to meet you. I might go back to the TARDIS and just try to figure out quite quickly what is happening.
I want to sort of get under the doctor's arm to support her and immediately buckle because it turns out I'm not really the strong
Yes,
one.
as the doctor makes this declaration and turns on the heel to go back up to the TARDIS, she immediately collapses. Her knees buckle.
Yeah.
So when you put yourself under her arm, her full body weight falls down. Doctor, for a second, you have to like widen your eyes and try to focus on what's in front of you. You, being a Time Lord, being intimately aware with your cellular anatomy, you are feeling the effects of the poison. You are aware that it's working its way through you.
Doctor,
All right.
how many twigs am I holding up?
I think it's a 2, but honestly, this feeling is much nicer when the Corsair's around.
Oh, yeah, that's where the intoxicant Time Lord thing happens.
So we push to the
should
TARDIS?
contact her.
Yeah, may I?
Thank you.
Grabbed you around the waist.
I'm going to keep talking over your shoulder and be like, well, I don't know why it should have entered my bloodstream quite so quickly.
Lovely to
No,
meet
my
you.
circulation is unconventional. It was
Close
nice to meet you,
door.
Dr. Reed.
Cut to you guys stumbling through the doors of the TARDIS. Same as it ever was. As y'all walk inside, it's back to the TARDIS. The instant hum of the TARDIS immediately feels welcoming as you all stumble through the door. However, the Doctor seems to almost be becoming a little delirious.
I'm on another ship. She wasn't as nice as you.
The door closes behind you all.
Literally right here.
As nice
Throw
to
you
me.
down on the
It's
chair.
been a while since mine tried to kill me. Thank you.
You're plopped down into the chair right next to the controls in the center, the heart of the TARDIS. All around you is the hum of this ancient engine.
The respect.
I'm sure she didn't mean it.
Of course not.
It's the poison. It's affecting her cognitive abilities.
The poison. It better be the poison.
It's assuredly
It's specifically the poison that I
Good.
object to because my cells, they're degrading a bit, and that's not ideal. So what do we do then?
Ask the ship for help.
Right. Yes. Let's do that.
You Go ahead and make an ingenuity science check or ingenuity
Working
medicine.
with my full stats right now.
Yeah, you are.
Great.
For the moment.
Cool.
Love it. GMs are mean. What's the difficulty on this one?
You're 9. You're using the TARDIS. It would normally not be a roll, but you're poisoned.
All right.
So 9.
How about 21?
A 21.
Oh,
We're back to Doctor Who, all right. All right, 21, which is an astonishing, fantastic success. You immediately input the word Lyap, L-Y-A-P, and immediately a plant image comes up on the screen. Apparently, the TARDIS knows exactly what plant this is. Lyap is a very rare plant that is only found on 2 worlds in the universe. One of them is Ovocal, and the other one was destroyed by a comet billions of years ago. This plant is a natural occurrence. The variations are, it has varied, obviously, evolutionarily speaking, on Ovocal, but the venom is known to be lethal to Time Lords.
Ooh, I might not have paid attention to that bit of the forest guide.
And apparently requires immediate medical attention from those intimately familiar with Time Lord physiology.
We've got to go to Gallifrey.
There is a footnote.
What's the footnote say?
In asterisks, no known cure.
I don't share that bit.
Okay.
How loudly do you think it?
Now, the doctor, you do have the ability to resist.
I don't go digging around on purpose, but if you think things very loudly, I will probably hear them.
Would you like to share with the class, Doctor?
The doctor, out loud, we'll just say for giggles though, out loud you go, I won't share that though.
Yes, I did. I did that.
One quick
Doctor?
look at-
It powers down, and then you hear her say, we have to go to Gallifrey.
What bit won't you share?
What?
The bit that you said I won't share that bit.
When? What now?
Just a moment ago.
You know, I'm not feeling entirely. Let's.
Well, then I could just look for you.
Will you be all right if we just head out? I've already forgotten what are we talking about?
What you were just saying, Doctor.
When?
Love, the Doctor can't hide secrets long enough from you. Give it time.
But I want to know now.
Patience.
Right, patience, it's a virtue, much like punctuality, much like we should probably go. Do you...
We fed the mice like 3 times. We probably can go.
Brilliant.
Just call the babysitter.
I will.
All right. From outside, the image of the TARDIS begins to fade from view as you hear the wheezing, grinding sound again. It's funny because even though some weird shit has just started to happen, the truth is, as the TARDIS, she powers it up, you hear that familiar as the TARDIS begins to hum and whir. It's back, you're kind of like home again for a second as you're hearing that familiar noise. And you all fade from existence. We're going to cut to the next scene then.
Let's assume I sent a message to Velig and explained that I have gone to Gallifrey.
Okay. Dear Velig, gone to Gallifrey. Hope to come back. Love, Doctor. All right. So we'll go ahead and jump to Gallifrey then as we move forward. The red sands of Gallifrey stir in a mild wind on this barren world. The citadel of the Time Lords, a golden collection of ancient spires that shine with mirror polish, house one of the most famous and infamous cultures in the known universe and beyond. The memory of this place is dreamlike, conjured up from a time that technically never happened, and is brought to life by the telling of the Doctor. You know you have tread these sands before, Rocco and Fen, surrounded by death and madness, when the great Rassilon sought to bend all of reality to his will. But now it's calm, eternal, and waiting.
Yeah.
As the TARDIS materializes, outside the steps of the Great Citadel. You appear to materialize just as a few of the officials are entering into the Citadel itself. So you see the city itself is quite vibrant today. Lots of people bustling around the floors of the spires. Doesn't look anything like the old memories that you have in the back of your head at this place. In fact, interestingly enough, Time Lords, perhaps they've just reached that level of advancement where they kind of look back. They don't need to go any further, but they all dress somewhat like peasants, like comfortable shirts and trousers, walking about in normal shoes. Like, none of them look advanced until you look up the steps of the Citadel when you see the Gallifreyans become Time Lords and they're dressed in the full regalia of their station. Nothing so ostentatious as Rassilon's whole ceremonial getup, but you do see on the steps a few Time Lords and a few of the guardians of the Time Lord Inner Council on the steps. As the TARDIS materializes, everyone turns because everyone on this planet knows the TARDIS, your TARDIS specifically. And as the doors open, you see them. The door opens just in time for you to spot some familiar faces that you know, and the two of you have never seen before. The man you see standing at the top of this staircase that leads into the spire is a man named Avalex. Avalex, you know, is currently the Chancellor of the High Council of Gallifrey. He is surrounded by she is currently the Chancellor of the High Council of Gallifrey, and she is currently surrounded by a bunch of guards who look and a few council members who look like they were deep in conversation. Picture it kind of like the days of the Greek Senate, or the Roman Senate rather, where they're kind of on the steps having discussions in philosophy and debates.
How do I get on with Avalex?
Avalex,
Bit stuffy.
Avalex is usually a little high-strung.
Right.
She does not like being Chancellor.
I like that in a person.
She doesn't like being Chancellor. She does not. She just wants to be one of the members of the council. And as you arrive, and the doors of the TARDIS open, you kind of hang out the side of the door with the two of them behind you. She just goes, "Oh no."
Hello.
And you hear the Time Lords look at each other, and one of them goes, "Is that the Doctor?" And goes, "Get everyone else inside."
Yes, bit of a situation. How are you?
What do you want, Doctor?
Poisoning?
You want to be poisoned?
No, they've been poisoned.
Yes, it's been a full day.
Please help.
You see Avalex, she looks over at a few of the other Time Lords, and the High Council men and women just kind of look and begin to retreat back inside, and leaving her standing by herself, and she takes a few steps down and says, "What is it, Doctor? You've been poisoned?
Yes.
And you couldn't go to a doctor?
listen.
You had to come to the Chancellor of Gallifrey?"
Well, I'm on my way there. I just a bit landed here. First, if you could direct me, that would be great.
Very well. Where would you like me to direct you? I suppose giving directions is the one thing I can do of use today.
Oh, that sounds like a bit of a day for you.
We're in the middle of an election, Doctor. She throws her hands open. We have no Lord President.
Have you considered not ever having one? They just don't go well.
Yes, I'm not ready to have that fight right now. I just want to get someone elected so we can get on with the daily business. So,
Such as
Poisoning.
medicine.
poisoning, yes.
We're in a bit
I
of
didn't
a
know my
rush.
planet was poisonous.
No, quite.
A
You're
lap plant.
Ovocoli and human, correct?
Yes. Captain
Yes.
Finn.
How many times
Yes,
is this
sorry,
made?
very rude.
I don't need to know the names. What do you need?
Yeah,
What is
excuse
exactly
me.
that you want?
But
Doctor?
no one is too busy to make new friends.
Right, we
Also, I'm dying.
You
a
be-
bit.
That was the thing.
Well, it's not a good outlook exactly, but you know.
Wait. What do you mean dying? You mean dying?
Poisoning. Yes, you've been listening. You're a quick one.
Right, Doctor touched a liap plant, which is harmless, except apparently it definitely isn't, and it's killing you. Thanks for the note.
Well, you know, it's a universe full of surprises.
Quite.
She taps this calm. You see this Gallifreyan script, the circles and dots that are located up. It looks like she's wearing one of those half capes. Kind of, what are they called, Taliesin? Where it's like one cape. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I know, I
Where it's just
can't
like one,
got a
it's just
great
like
name.
one side. Yeah, I need to ask Taliesin because he's our Wikipedia.
Yep.
But
Very
It's like the
dashing,
tiny
yes.
hamster cape.
yeah.
Tiny hamster cape.
Tiny hamster cape.
good on you.
Clicks it. It glows, and you see materializing next to her are two elite guard. Ma'am, it would appear the doctor is dying. Could you please take her to see a proper doctor?
Doctor needs a doctor, please. Yes.
Oh, because she's an improper doctor.
We're just gonna cut like television style to the scene of you and the med, and it looks like the quarantine area of a med bay inside the citadel of Gallifrey. You are surrounded by technology you cannot understand. This place,
Is it?
the holographic imagery, the script all over the walls, none of it makes sense. The doctor is currently. It's a little disconcerting because right now you're down here with the doctor, but the doctor is also surrounded by other Time Lords right now around her medical bed.
I'm quite pacing and I'm fidgeting with the thing around my waist.
They begin to part a little bit as Avalex steps up with the other doctor in tow. You've been laying here after they've run scans on you, and they are conversing and whispering. Roko,
What are they saying?
they're having quiet conversations. You're not picking up psychically. You're not picking up any. You're not reading a lot of surface thought right now.
Right.
And this is not unusual. You're inside the Citadel of the Time Lords, so it's not unusual that psychic intrusion or like listening in is not easy here.
I wouldn't know that. I'm not from here.
I will tell you. Well, that's what's happening. Essentially, one of the things you noticed, Roko, is when you got inside the Citadel, it got a lot quieter and it wasn't natural.
I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. It's quiet, too quiet.
What's even more disconcerting is looking at the expressions on Avalex's face with the doctor as they're having a conversation, whispering and glancing back at you two. And then a few moments later, Avalex approaches you and says, "Doctor, I'm sorry, I don't know what to say."
Well, I would suggest letting me know what they're deciding and what I can do about it.
They are. Well, they are currently.
Hurry up, gosh!
They are currently debating amongst themselves where to allocate funds in order to build your memorial.
It's just like a bureaucrat.
Like 1,000 years from now, because you're going to treat the doctor and then she's going to be fine.
There is no known cure for the venom that you have taken, Doctor, and as I recall from the stories that we have come to understand, this is your last regeneration.
Ooh. Yes, that is a bit of a situation.
Right, isn't it sort of Time Lord's thing to want to figure out everything and be in everybody's space? So isn't this a beautiful time to sort of figure out the cure and then look at you, you're the most amazing things in the universe again. You figured out a cure you never figured out before.
Right, no known cure, definitely an unknown cure.
I understand your point, but as the Doctor can attest, the history of our race is rife with those who refused to accept the natural order of things and decided to bend it to their will to make it the way they wanted.
Right, like science and medicine.
All of which have a darker side.
Doesn't mean you don't do them,
It does sometimes, yes.
but not this one.
Doctor, there's no cure, I'm sorry. And the Council of Gallifrey,
Not.
the idea, it's not like...
Come here. Gosh, this is making my arm hurt.
The Council of Gallifrey will not grant you a new cycle. Such a thing has not been done in times remembered.
Right, just a bit more after more of this particular life is the goal at the moment.
The Liap poison is one of the deadliest in the universe for Time Lords. It has been used for assassins in the past.
I feel like that should have come up at some point. Yeah.
Yes, I don't know what to say except for the fact that up until recently, with the universe reset, as you have told us, it was assumed that the Liap plant was all but extinct.
Right.
But you're Time Lords, so if it were extinct, like, what if there's like an antidote on that other not overcrowded planet from like 1 billion years ago? There's antidotes there, right? Right?
Let me know what you would like to do, Doctor.
How quickly exactly is it going?
According to our scans, you may have a few, well, I suppose, to put it in terms that your friends would understand, perhaps 2 Earth days.
Right.
How much is that?
Plenty of time is what it is.
God.
2 days.
Perhaps. I'm sorry, I have to attend my duties, but I will come back to visit you. I know that you and the Council of Gallifrey have never necessarily always seen eye to eye,
Would we say that? Yes, a bit.
but that does not mean we wish you harm. You are one of our finest, if not most troublesome.
Thank you.
Well, I'll leave you to your friends for now, and if you have any questions, please let me know. I shall make any further arrangements. And she nods to the physician on hand, who, this older gentleman, nods back. Says, "Yes, I can see it from here if necessary."
Right. So you can't help me, and I've got about 2 days.
That would be, yes, thank you. That would be correct. Yes, I'm very sorry.
Oh, thank you. You know, what's the best possible way to spend 2 days?
Finding a cure.
Avalex says, "Please excuse me." And Avalex nods to all of you, real sympathy in her eyes, but also a disarming finality. Like you're looking into somebody who, it looks like Avalex completely appreciates and understands your defiance. And you're looking at somebody who's waiting for you to just to go through it.
I hope she gets
So you
elected. She'd hate it.
But Avalex nods to both of you and moves off. And the doctor says, should I leave you to it just for a moment to talk? And then let me pull up some more information that might be able to help and maybe ease the passing.
Oh, yay. Forward it to my ship.
Of course, I can do that. Excuse me for a moment.
If I've got 2 days left, I'm not spending them on this bloody planet.
And the physician leaves. And the three of you, despite the fact that there's a hum of activity around you, the three of you are alone for a moment.
Right. How's your head?
You know, attached.
Better than some can say.
Look. You both know nothing's promised. And it's been a hell of a life. But maybe we'll go check that other planet just in case.
I like to.
That sounds like a wonderful idea. Why don't we do that, Doctor?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I look forward to your goodbye speech at least 17 more times.
At bare minimum. Remember that one time when we were on, what was it? Retrograde 3.
Oh,
we had
good one.
the whole speech. It was like 3
quite long.
minutes.
That was a really long one that
What?
time.
You
And look what
be
you did. You
prepared.
survived.
Come on.
Did.
You hear the sounds of boots, heavy boot steps in the hallway. Heavy thudding sounds coming down the hall. It doesn't sound anything like the footsteps of anybody else who's been walking through here, very quiet, dignified, with upright posture. The way the Gallifreyans move is always with some sort of dignity or superiority. But the sounds that are emitting coming down from the hallway clearly are from somebody who hasn't tied their shoes, or it's just they're wearing something that's oversized, or they're just too heavy. But the clomping noises that come down the hallway at first might sound like an animal wearing leather. But as you all look up, instead, emerging from one of these dark corridors, you see...
Happy Christmas?
Oh, no.
Whoopee.
Yeah, there he be. in all his glory, standing in the open corridor to the medical facility.
We don't have a lot of time. We should head to the TARDIS right now.
Sorry, what?
So he's already up to date with everything.
Well, not today with some of it.
What?
I caught the end of that. I was just on my way, taking care of something.
You know you're a bit rude.
Yeah. But all serious, what did they say? What happened?
Oh, nothing. Bit of...
They were
Things
very
have gone wrong.
pessimistic and not good at all, and they don't want to help because they're icky Time Lords and not cool Time Lords like the Doctor and the Corsair and maybe you.
Are we sharing information now?
We are. What was it?
Bad, dead. Apparently my planet's deadly. I didn't know.
Quite.
I would be really... I don't want my planet to have killed you.
I didn't catch the name of it. It was,
Overcrawl.
Oh, then the... Oh,
Liap.
The Liap.
oh the Liap's bad.
Right, you've heard of it.
Oh,
Ever
yeah.
heard of a cure?
Well, I survived.
Did you know?
Ah,
Did someone try to assassinate you? She said that there would be assassinations.
Can't
lots of
imagine
people
why.
tried to assassinate me. I thought I'd taken them all out with that comet, but apparently not.
All right, what?
Wasn't the billion-year-ago planet taken out by a comet?
Quite.
Yes, that would be the one.
What information we're learning today?
Well, I'm sure you just got an earful of something. And I'm
Certainly.
sure you being you, you're thinking about giving up right now. But there could be a way out of this. Maybe. How about it?
I'm trying to figure out how exactly you went back in time and destroyed a planet and planted a thing and gave us a restoration that led to you somehow poisoning me.
Either I did it or I lied. So, they gave you a speech just now. Mm-hmm. Talked about your memorial.
Which they horrifically tacky.
Honestly, I think they're going to be relieved once you're gone. You make things complicated.
Oh, do I?
Right now, I'm sure they're trying to decide exactly what it's going to say. Here lies the Doctor. She accepted fate and did what she was told.
See what
All right, what do you want?
Follow me, I may have a plan.
I'm not convinced this isn't your plan, but sure.
Doctor, if I wanted you dead, all I would have to do is count.
Right.
I'll make you a deal. Only 3 more lies. Till the end of the next 48 hours. I'll make them good. But just 3.
Just 3.
And I'll get insurance. But we need the TARDIS. Right now?
Is that one of the lies?
I don't know. Also, did the other lie count as one of the lies? The one you just
started
said was
right
maybe
there.
a lie.
It was completely intentional.
I just want to know when the lying starts
Well,
as
I
the
would-
3. Does it start now or does it start before?
I like
could
this
know if
one.
we want
It's
to
been a
know.
while.
Watch out. They've got a bit of a right hook, left hook.
Both hook. Really
We
hooky.
should just choose.
We really should be going. There's not a lot of time.
Definitely not.
What do you know about the Liap?
Time Lord.
A bit. I know people who know more. But we're going to need somewhere private, and I don't like it here.
Do they even know you're here?
Oh, God, no.
all of
Gotta go.
us. Right, we're on agreement. We don't like being here, so let's scoot.
I'm gonna grab 3 more things off the closest table, put them in my...
Immediately grab like 3 pieces
Yep.
of Time Lord tech and slip it into your jacket. All right.
I'm
And
gonna start hitting things into a bracelet,
all right. Okay.
and I'm sending word to somebody who might grease the wheels of where to meet us.
We're going to push then to the inside of the TARDIS as y'all kick in. Like the door just whoosh, flies open. Master,
Somebody
you
else
walk
will-
inside, take a look
Welcome
around at the
back.
old house.
We keep letting you in. I don't know why.
Doctor, as you step into the TARDIS, your knees buckle again.
Oh.
And if it not for
Oh, I've been sort of walking behind you, and occasionally when a thing gives out, I puppeteer it back up. When your leg, I just stiffen it back up.
I'm making an effort because this one's here.
I know, which is why I've been backing away a little bit.
We're gonna have to do something about that.
Right.
Right, you do that. We're going to go get changed. Happy Ploppy Day, by the way.
Ooply opa. Oh, bloody hippies.
Hippie.
I don't know.
Last thing that y'all say to each other as you're walking.
Got hips,
All right,
I
so-
suppose.
I've sent word.
I
where
told
we
you I
are.
need that
Meet us
hamster
with some
wheel.
stuff.
Talking about my
And
hips.
are you going to the place?
First, I want to try a thing.
Kudos.
Okay.
All right, old friend.
Do you trust me?
No.
Excellent. Put out your arm. It's going to hurt.
Right.
I'm going to do a thing to try and hold off the effects. I know I can't reverse the poison, but I can probably hold off the effects.
Yes, you can make it a little easier on her.
Hammer sent to tea time. Close your eyes.
Oh.
Right on the wrist. Hard as possible.
Ow!
The
That bloody hurt.
The sensation of your wrist both shattering and reforming instantly from time being reversed is shocking, to say the least. The explosion of pain in your arm as your bones are pulverized and reformed immediately. It's quite an exhilarating sensation.
Why did I volunteer for this?
But immediately there's a ripple of space-time all around you. You actually see, again, the TARDIS. Inside the TARDIS, this ripple of space-time causes an effect where you see, once again, a few pieces of the TARDIS begin to revert back to the older versions of the TARDIS and then reform back to their present version. You, however, there's a moment where the moment that hits you and when you get hit with tea time, as the pain begins to subside a little bit, you see wisps of the last of the regeneration energy inside of you just kind of trailing off of your fingertips. Not that you're losing it, but it's an expression of that you don't have enough to regenerate. It's the last of it. And as you're looking at it again, you do in fact are aware as there's inside of you, the poison seems to have been choked a bit. It's slowed momentarily. However, if this functions the way the TARDIS is telling you, when it does accelerate back to its normal time, it'll hit harder. It'll pop, essentially. But this is going to make you more functional.
That is a bit more like it.
As soon as she gets here, we'll be heading off to Karn.
Do I know Khan?
Yes. And as you go, Khan, and then the flash of light, and standing in front of you is the Corsair. It happens just like that. It's a brilliant flash of light. Corsair, your vortex manipulator begins to power down.
Hello.
Thanks for coming. Figured it'd make him more comfortable.
Drinking without me.
Oh, heavens no.
At about that point, the two of you return clothed.
But wet because you moved the swimming pool. Oh,
We did a bit.
It's been ages.
Hello. How many guns do you got on you right now?
5.
Oh, I bet 6. Dang it. Thought you'd be more deadly on the visit.
It's actually 7. She's not telling the truth.
Dang it.
Fair. So what's
lost.
going on exactly?
This one's gotten into a bit of a state.
Tiny bit.
A big one. We're off to Karn.
Karn.
Trying to find the keepers of the eternal flame.
Doctor.
Sisters of Karn.
That's serious.
Karn, you have a history with that planet. Not only were you almost killed on that planet by a sentient by a brain of a Time Lord. What was his name? Mobius? His name is?
I think so.
Is this the Cat Nun planet?
What's that?
Is this the Cat Nun planet?
No.
Okay.
Oh, no,
Okay.
it's not. But this is the planet where, back in your old reality, you came here to drink from drink from a chalice around the eternal fire, so that you could end your 8th regeneration cycle and become the War Doctor. The Sisters of Karn, they're mysterious. They are the keepers of the eternal flame, and their technology, when it comes to Time Lord regeneration, mysteriously enough, is more advanced than Time Lord's technology of regeneration. They have the ability to manipulate the life energies of regeneration. It's a big deal going to, and you are familiar with their matron, so to speak. Karn, it's been a long time since you've been here in this incarnation. But the last time you were there, you died. And they brought you back so that you could drink from one of their elixirs. And that is what changed you into the War Doctor, so that you could annihilate the Daleks and the Gallifreyans.
Yeah.
Another life. Hopefully that other doctor fixed everything. But you did freeze Gallifrey in a moment of time, so everything seems to have worked out pretty well.
No. This is very not me. Poison.
Is that one of the three?
No.
Just checking. Do you have to tell me if they are?
No. Well, maybe.
But it would count as one of the lies.
Yes.
All right. Help me with the math. Normally my strong suit.
I could help you with the lies.
I've missed you.
The grinding sounds at the TARDIS once again as you all pull away from Gallifrey, headed towards Karn.
Not excited to go back.
Yeah, and we're going to pause for our break right there.
But yes, traveling a billion years.
And when we come back, we're finally going to get Elise into this game.
Been waiting.
Who's been sitting over here like a shroud, patiently waiting. It'll be good, so stay tuned. We'll be right back in 10 minutes, everybody. Welcome back to Eric's TBD RPG, our little holiday special here. We're playing Doctor Who again because it's like one of our favorite things. It's our home. This is our first real campaign here on the GNS channel, so it's nice to be back. Yeah. Before we get back into the game, I want to give a quick shout out and thank you to Jody. Because Jody put me in a Doctor Who comic. I don't know if y'all know this, but Jody writes the Doctor Who comic. She is currently writing the Jodie Whittaker arc right now in Doctor Who comics, and you put my last name in the freaking comic book.
I named the planet after Eric.
Yes, and so that rad.
You destroyed it yet? When does it get blown up?
No, they have sentient nebulae there. It's very pretty.
And they
We'll have to visit. What's the
it's-
sea life like?
We didn't get there. There was a hill, and then an emergency happened, and they had to leave.
Wonderful.
So it's very on brand.
So it's unexplored.
It is unexplored.
It is,
But
but
the doctor's been there before. She was just taking her new friends
than-
to see like the sights, you know. Like
the
you
Doctor
do.
has been inside.
Quarry, like most planets.
Yeah, I think it was what was it, Blecklum 4.5,
Something like that, yeah. Something like that. I need to. I keep playing with this thing. I gotta. Yeah, I know they're fun. Damn it! All right, let's go ahead. We got a lot,
really
so let's go ahead and jump back into the game. Where we left off before we went to break is you guys were headed.
Everything is fine.
Everything was fine. You guys were flying off into the sunset.
You're not the one who tells lies. He gets to tell 3, and I get to find out what they are.
Remember, the doctor always lies.
I added that part.
Where we left off, the TARDIS was hopping into the time vortex. This holiday reunion has taken a very ridiculous turn. Of all the things that you have all been through together, that the Doctor alone has been through, the universe has ended on your watch and come back to life. You have fought in the Time War. You have literally died once and come back to life. At least once. You have lived so many millennia, and now a prick of a plant on just in the middle of a conversation while visiting friends seems to have doomed you. It's also running you up against the simple, hard fact that you are, in fact, at the end of your regeneration cycle. For a quick backstory, Amy's doctor was the incarnation that followed 10, the David Tennant Doctor. So you would technically, in this universe, this alternate universe that you have fallen into, you would be the Matt Smith regeneration. You are 11.
I'm M11.
Yeah. Now, technically, you get 12 regenerations, but as Matt Smith likes to say, don't forget Professor Grumpy Pants or whatever, Mr. Grumpy Pants, the War Doctor, which was technically, even though you didn't take the name, was one of your regenerations, which means this is your 12th and final time here, which has left you in a bit of a rut, because apparently there's no cure, at least from what you're being told by the Gallifreyans, there's no cure, but there's a certain Time Lord that you've just run into, aka the Master, who seems to have something up his sleeve. We begin coming back, arriving at Karn. This place is bleak, to say the least. Dark and apocalyptic. The Sisterhood of Karn is... Who the Sisterhood of Karn is and why they remain here is a question for another time. Lit by torches, the path to the Temple of Eternal Flame is easy enough to find under the windy, starlit sky of this broken world. After a brief ascent upon arrival, it reveals itself to be a little more than a shattered series of archways and a collection of hooded figures standing at the top who haunt this place. The one who is not hooded, apparently their speaker, steps forward as you all approach. It becomes obvious that she is the matron. Decorations of status line her brow and golden jewelries. Lines crease her ancient visage, though her eyes do seem kind, if not a bit stern. All of you approach, and she sees you all walking up, the sisterhood behind her. You see the small altar that you remember quite well from the last time you were here. And you see behind her, there's probably about maybe 13 sisters that are all just lined up and hooded and standing there. And she says, "And so you come to us again on your final days."
So you're all caught up then?
It is a twisted fate, isn't it, Doctor, after everything you've done to be killed by such a little thing. But then, the story of your life is the realization that there are no such thing as little things.
Yeah, that's about right.
And yet I see you've brought this one here. She looks directly at you.
Been here before, have you?
Chaos and troublemaker.
Yep, that would be him.
Sums it up pretty well.
Nice to see you.
Corsair.
I forgot to bring back that thing I took last time. Next time.
Would not have taken it if we didn't want you to have it.
Well, that just takes all the fun out of it.
I know why you're here, Doctor. But perhaps your friend, this beastly person next to you, can explain it better than I could. You do have your intentions, don't you? Bringing her here?
They're mine.
What is it you want?
That's a good question.
Another regeneration for this one.
What?
For her.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. What?
We're not done.
Do you understand what the consequences would be to the Sisterhood of Khan if we were to break the law of Gallifrey and give another Time Lord a full regeneration cycle? Even a single regeneration is too much.
I find the consequences of Gallifrey to be the least consequential consequences I've ever faced.
Well, that perhaps works for you, Master. But the truth is, the Sisterhood of Khan does not spend its time running and ducking the law.
The Sisterhood of Khan would not exist without this one, and we'll have a very difficult time if this one isn't around.
You see, that kind of causes her to soften a little bit, and she says, "He's not wrong. We do owe you much, Doctor. But it would threaten our existence if we were to break faith with Gallifrey."
Right, which is why we're not having that conversation.
The
That
elixir of
people would know publicly.
You could do things that people don't know publicly. They're called secrets. I've heard about them.
Then you're a very bad influence on this one.
Like I said, not the influential one in the relationship.
Well, I don't know who else you could have been hanging around with that would have given you all these awful ideas.
I mean, there's always loopholes for this sort of thing.
Look, I'm not the biggest fan of Gallifreyan law, but there are... You can't just... Can we?
The elixir of life is not to be taken lightly. And I must say, there are loopholes. The Gallifreyans have come up with them. It's called regeneration. You have cheated death all your lives.
Yeah, happily.
But inevitably, the day comes where you cannot outrun death. Your whole life structure is based on change. And that is essentially all death is. My advice, Doctor, is to accept it with grace.
Right, but what if we could just prevent the whole dying bit?
You have our answer, I'm sorry.
If there was a price, what would it be?
Even if there was a way to do this, the elixir that you would need, that we have, is not complete.
What does it need?
It's irrelevant.
It seems very relevant right now.
You will not be taking it from us.
We're not talking about taking it, we're just asking what it is.
There is no bargain that you could strike with us that would inspire us to incur the wrath of Gallifrey.
I could think of several bargains I think we could come to that would definitely inspire something much more interesting than the wrath of Gallifrey.
You'll not threaten anyone into helping me.
It's barely a threat. It's more of a conversation, an offer even.
It's a fairly polite conversation for him, let's be honest.
This is in many ways our worst nightmare, Doctor. You have been the savior of this universe more times than anybody knows. And we are eternally grateful. You have been the champion of life and have endured hardships that no one else would ever be asked to endure, and you have done so without complaint.
I've complained a few times.
A few times you've complained, it's true.
I've been lucky, and I've seen a lot. But there does come an end.
Right, that's number 2.
Roko.
It's only your second end speech of the evening, Doctor.
Where do they keep the elixir?
Thank you, darling.
Okay.
Yep, let's go.
This is a story point spend.
All right.
I'm lending one.
Oh, well, thank you, Derek.
Welcome.
Okay, good, because it's going to cost you 4. 4 story points.
Before or after I get to add dice on that?
Right, no.
No, it's just 4 story points. No dice.
For a reason.
Okay.
You're going to get it for 4 story points. That's a serious plot twist.
All right.
So for 4 story points, well, no, it's actually so it's going to cost you 4, but if you wanted to spend 4, Tal's giving you 1. Mm-hmm. So it's a minor, doesn't bend reality too drastically, works out in the so vital moment.
I'm just
So yeah.
using my big, very big psychic brain.
Okay, so yeah, 4 story points then.
Okay.
The matron continues talking, and her tones begin to change and shift.
I'm also given a story point because it's my love. And
Okay, so you're just spending. Are you spending more, or are you just spending just those 2? 2 plus the 2.
Right now, I don't need to spend more.
Right.
I might yet need to spend more.
Okay, so this is what happens.
Use my face up. Right.
So she says, Master, I understand that you have strange loyalties that come bubbling up when they seem convenient to you to be heroic, when you're not being a murderous villain at your own speed.
I'm not too sick to enjoy that.
And as she continues drolling on and basically telling you things that should be insulting but are in fact adding merit badge after merit badge after merit badge. As this is happening, Roko, you're staring at her for a second. So first of all, the mind of this woman is extraordinary. But before you can really dive into the thought, you begin to get drawn in the direction of somebody else. And you hear the words, Roko, I have it. As you kind of tilt your head, slightly, you hear it again, Roko, I have it.
Who are you?
And then instinctively, Roko, your eyes snap open as you face one of the hooded figures who slowly looks up from underneath the lip of the hood. Eliza, would you like to describe yourself?
I'm a hooded figure.
Best character description of all time.
Well played.
I look like a human, and
Right.
I look like me.
Okay, so just looking up from underneath, you hear their thoughts. They're talking to you. Not a psychic connection. It seems like they're aware that you're listening, and they're aware of you. Whoever they are, they seem familiar with you. But you also sense the truth in their words. And for a moment, Eliza will say, as this conversation continues to happening, the sisterhood is totally focused on the back and forth between these two. As you make eye contact from just underneath her hood, you see underneath in her robes, she slowly pivots her hand through the black folds, and you see this golden vial filled with this mysterious looking, flowing, gaseous looking like liquid, swirling deep inside, and just hides it back again. Just slides it back into the cloak.
Please help us.
It's all you, Eliza.
I step forward from my place with the other sisters. Sister!
The matron stops. And she turns and says, everyone stops and turns and looks as one of the sisters of Karn speaks up. She turns and looks at you. Silence falls.
Surely our guests can be helped in some other way.
There's a beat. And then she says, who are you?
What? Well, wouldn't you like to know? I pull this out and I smash it right in front of all of them.
Okay.
Whoa!
What you thought was the vial is in fact a grenade. Wouldn't you like to know? Smash! There's a sonic explosion, a deafening boom, like this reverberating, deafening explosion. No bright theatrical flashes or anything, but this ripple of sound. You've seen this. You've all seen this. It's sonic technology, and as it detonates, it sends every sister, including the matron, hurtling backwards and collapsing to the ground.
Oh.
The only one standing is you.
Well, come on then. Don't just stand there.
I start running.
Oh.
She runs past you all.
She's the one that we want. I psyched it with her.
You just what?
It's a natural.
Don't just stand there. Start running. She just runs right past all of you.
Mysterious woman just running past, and we're supposed to follow.
Going.
Yeah.
As I run past the matron, I'd love to help.
really wanna
Fury of
stay
the
here?
Gallifrey and all. Running.
You're all tearing down the stairs, chasing after this woman who is telling you to run. All behind you, the shadows of the torchlight begin to congeal. Master, you have not actually seen the Guardians on this planet in some time. But if you can, for visual sake, if you want to lend yourself to association, if you've ever seen the movie Ghost and what those things look like that drag people to hell, the shadows begin to slither around and you begin to hear the screeching noise as these shades begin to gather and swarm down upon all of you as you're running. All behind you, the torchlight begins to vanish underneath the darkness of their forms as they are all chasing after you. Y'all are running.
You have a ride of some kind.
Yes. That way.
Amy,
Look
you know
for
what?
something blue.
The doctor's going to need to make a roll.
Yeah.
I need you to make a coordination athletics check. And the difficulty is 12.
Can I assist on that at all? 'Cause I'm
How would you
helping
assist?
her. I was helping drag her.
You want to lunge and sort of try to help? I will let you assist, in which case I'll give you a +2 to the roll.
Sweet. Difficulties what?
Difficulty is 12. Yes, I know. Remember, you can spend story points.
Yeah, I believe I will do that.
Okay.
Generation episodes, man.
Not this one, though. Definitely no red
Not
generation
today.
here. No.
7. I may have overdone it a bit. 20.
Okay.
Good.
So you slip and stumble a little bit as you begin to feel the weakness returning to your body, but the Corsair's there and she holds you. And y'all continue without breaking step, without having to lose or fall behind and get into a round of being like losing your momentum. All of you bolting down this staircase. Everyone's ears are ringing from that sonic grenade. Even though the blast radius was not actually pointed at you, it actually looked like it was a localized sort of like conical like blast radius. The sound still ringing in your ears. Your footsteps on these stairs actually sound kind of muted as you're all tramping down as quickly as you can. You've managed to get enough of a lead right now, and with you not falling, that it looks like these shadowed creatures are not going to be able to catch up with you unless one of you falls. You are running through debris down these staircases. I'm going to have everyone make a roll now, except you, Doctor. You're in the clear. It's not going to be. It's going to be a normal, so it's going to be 12. It's going to be a coordination plus athletics check. Difficulty 12.
Remember that time that I tried to swim?
Oh no, Lisa.
No, I'm fine.
You're good? Okay, okay. Need a 12 or better.
Barely.
And it's all together?
It's not possible.
It's just 2d6.
Oh, it's just 2d6. Okay.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
Yeah. No, it's no problem. Yeah, it's been a long time for me too. I had to review the rule book before we went live.
You said it was
today.
12, right?
12 or better
Okay,
on
I got
2d6.
16.
Oh, you're great.
16.
You're great.
8.
Oh boy.
Yeah, it's true.
2d6. It's 2d6 plus your coordination and your athletics. It's been a while. Okay, and I don't get any bonuses on that.
No.
I rolled snake eyes.
You don't have
You can.
Wait, what?
Do you have lucky?
I do not have lucky.
Oh, if you have lucky,
remember
you can
lucky?
reroll some
Yes, yes. We're gonna get lucky.
Everyone learned from Sam to take lucky, and then we did it again in Shield of Tomorrow. So I believe you can spend a story point for a reroll, if I'm not mistaken, if you want to.
I'll do that. I'm still up.
So I think it's 2 story points for 1 reroll,
Okay.
and then it starts going up, if I remember correctly.
Try that again.
So you get a second shot. Who else? What did y'all roll?
I didn't fail at an athletic activity.
My God. Well, that's.
You dropped me over day.
Happy birthday!
10. Still down.
Okay, so
Not as down, maybe.
so the good news is that's not a bad failure. It's just
No.
a failure.
I'll
That's the
take
kind
it.
where you move forward, but by falling down the stair.
Y'all are getting close to the end of the staircase when the master slips on one of the marbled slabs and topples to the ground. If you're going to get back up in time to get away from these things, someone's going to need to come get you.
I have reflexes. Can I see if I can go and grab?
So that really helps in initiative, but yes. Yes, I'll allow it.
Okay.
I tell you what, spend 1 story point,
Okay.
and I will say that lets you manipulate the narrative, and more story points you spend lets you. You can totally. You get to take over, as we saw in the last episode, in the final episode of TBD RPG, a monster amount of story points got dropped to literally warp the narrative as the players saw fit. Which makes the game, it's all to capture the feel of a Doctor Who episode. So spending that 1 point is a real tiny expenditure to make a small change. So what that means is as y'all are running, you catch that Talison's character, the Master, is about to slip. So you see it, and as he slips, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have you roll. So make a coordination athletics check again. No. Make this a strength athletics check.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah. Now, I'm going to say the difficulty here is going to be 12 again, which is normal.
Yes.
Nice.
Very good. I got 28.
Oh, wow.
Whoa!
Oh, wait, right? No.
What?
No, 18. Sorry.
18.
Still
amazing.
That's still
Brain.
okay. Wow.
Brain and math.
18 is amazing. 18, you stomped that difficulty into the dirt. So, not only does this mysterious woman come, she is towards the front, and everyone hears you go down. As everyone's looking back, she has stopped first, and by the time it registers in everybody's mind what's just happened to the Master, there is just a flash next to you as she bolts in the opposite direction. This woman is by your side immediately, pulling you up off the ground.
Nice grenade, by the way.
Oh, I quite like it myself.
I don't know who she is, but I like her.
Flasty, but also nice.
You continue running. With that roll and that expenditure, you're not going to be cost another round to get these things nipping at your heels. You bolt running to a full breath. You get to the bottom of the staircase. Pieces of rock, shards everywhere. Again, apocalyptic landscape. However, TARDIS is only about 30 feet away from the base of the stairs, and y'all make it to the front door. Colliding into it quickly, Doctor, you just kind of shove it open, and everyone filtering in as quickly as possible. Everyone stomps into the TARDIS. You see these things swirling like a dark vortex towards the doors of the TARDIS, screeching and screaming. You can feel the temperature dropping as
So
they're
if you
getting
could
closer.
just drop me by the middle bit. Yep, thank you. And
Putting my back to the door, sitting on it.
As you throw your back against the door, I need you to make a strength athletics roll.
Oh man, I am not
I would
pushing
like
for
to
these.
come
I know.
assist. I'm going to come assist you. While your back's against it, I just shove my 2 hands on the sides of your face in front of you.
Good
to see you.
I believe you have a piece of tech that actually might help you with the strength roll here.
Oh, you don't say.
I do. So I get sure we'll do this. So as I'm running at you, you see me unhook my belt and slide a big metal glove right over my arm that I then attach really quickly and then slam.
It activates immediately. This
I missed my arm.
slams her hand against the door, and you feel, just as she does this, with your help, even with your strength, you feel the door go slam again.
Quite hefty shadows.
I got anything that ice from Plipley up to.
You see the swarming outside. Anywhere but here. Where are y'all going?
Do you need some help, Doctor?
if you just get me through the controls, thank you. Let's just, hello, welcome aboard. We're gonna go somewhere.
Oh, well, it's very fortunate that I'm here with you then.
Who are you?
Because I need to go somewhere too.
Oh, yes? Somewhere specific?
Yes, somewhere specific, and I think I have something that might help you as well.
The doors again.
Get on with it.
Maybe take off and
Bloody faster.
gifts.
I pull out of another vial. I show it.
Oh,
Do you know what this is?
Not a bomb.
It's not a bomb.
that's good.
The
I like
doors again.
Okay, I'll get on with it because it seems like we're being pressed for time.
A bit.
We need to. This is the elixir.
Hi, I'm the doctor.
Hi, hello.
Destination!
Doesn't matter who I am really, but I know what the thing is that we need to get this to be used.
And where is it?
It's a nebula. It's the I forget the name. It's Lugos. Oh,
Really don't like being this close to the master
Can you work with that?
space.
Can you work with Lugos? Oh.
Lugos, Os, August, Luz. Nebula. Ah,
How many syllables?
3.
Ring a bell.
Make an ingenuity science check.
Excellent.
This is too real. This is too real.
Shadows banging down your door. It's like
Difficulty
that
15.
over again.
Proper nouns.
23.
Yes. She's referring to the Luz Ogos Nebula.
22. Sorry.
Luz Ogos Nebula, yes.
Lose Ogos. Excellent.
yes, that's it. Perfect. Yeah. All right, straight away, we gotta get there.
The TARDIS begins to fade out of existence again, just into the time vortex.
You want a drink? Of course it matters.
I've never been so happy to see a mammal in my life.
There you go.
I had that reaction from her as well.
Share, please.
A few moments pass. Since you're actually not traveling through time and it's literally just jumping through space, only a few moments pass and
Right. Let's try that again. I'm the doctor. Of course it matters who you are. What is your name?
I'm the rogue.
Rogue.
That's all. I'm just the rogue. You can think of me as the rogue, very rogue person.
Right.
I think I've got a couple of those.
Why aren't we best friends is my question.
Rogue, Corsair.
Hello.
Hello.
Quick scan.
you scan.
Scan.
I'm going to say make an
biotype.
ingenuity science check.
That.
Difficulty is 9.
Just it's just D12 again?
Actually, no, you don't have to scan. It's just one story point. Which, by the way, the sonic screwdriver has its own.
It does.
story
That's
point.
right, because I've got the laser thingy. All right.
Gallifreyan. 2 hearts.
Is that an official title, or are you just being cheap? Never.
What? What is official, really?
Oh.
How did you end up on Khan with a sonic bomb?
It's such a long story, and it's a really fun one, but we don't have time for it.
It's
I have the elixir, though, and you need the elixir. So that's what's most important.
What are the actual consequences of taking this elixir? GM, what would I know about this?
If you spend a story point, I'll tell you.
All right.
I'm gonna make it. The elixirs are advanced. They're more advanced than typical Time Lord regeneration.
There's a reason you just don't mess about with them.
Yes, in the past, you were able to use them to trigger a new regeneration.
Yeah.
And it let you choose who and what you were going to be. You can choose whatever you're going to become with the next regeneration. So they're very refined. It's very different. To trigger a whole new regeneration cycle, that delivers a level of complexity that you're not certain about. But you do know that these things are very, very tricky.
And what could be destabilized with them other than just tradition and the law?
What could be what?
What could be destabilized by taking this other than just it's super illegal?
Right, let us remind you, Doctor, the matron did say they don't let you take anything they don't want you to have.
It's also worth noting that she did say there was one thing missing
Yes.
from the elixir.
Pirate.
The law, you've done way worse than steal a regeneration cycle.
We are literally in a worse crime traveling through space.
The shit that the doctor has done to defy the law of Gallifrey has, yeah.
And I get shit for it.
Doctor, look at it
Yeah,
this way.
no, and the master is the one that, you're the Joker in this scenario.
Look at it this way. The Sisters of Khan aren't going to get in trouble over this because they didn't do it themselves.
It was really me, if anything.
No, I'm pretty sure it was her.
It was her.
It is interesting that she wanted you to come to this nebula, though.
What do I know about Los Ugos?
It is it is a massive nebula.
Massive!
Yes. Massive
Now it's a
nebula.
TBD episode.
It is a massive nebula. Outside the doors of the TARDIS, just cracking the doors open because the shadow creatures aren't there anymore. The Luz Ogos Nebula is a swirling cosmic soup roughly 14 million kilometers from its furthest boundaries. The star that's nearby, which is 66 million kilometers away, appears to be going through a stage of incredible instability, hurling, in all caps, massive solar flares into the nebula, causing a fantastic light show of explosive energy and colorful reactions that are likely dazzling any astronomer who may be witnessing the events from a safe distance away, unlike yourselves. However, the TARDIS is completely protected here.
I'm going to open the doors wide then. Take a look.
You throw open the doors, you see in front of you the cosmic vista of this nebula and a pulsing sun that's sending out solar flares, lighting up this cloud, changing into just a full spectrum of color across the rainbow. Some of these colors may not even have names yet, but in the light of this sun, in this cosmic atmosphere here, looking outside the TARDIS, it almost moves you to tears upon seeing it.
How could I give this up?
Love, you gotta come see this.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
Roko's just sunning themselves a little bit, getting some lunch. It's a really good lunch.
I look out at that vista and I sort of take a minute and then I look over at the vial and says, all right, what do we do?
That's my girl. Well, I'm not sure yet. 1 second. I pull out my sonic screwdriver and...
Go for the answers.
Yeah, well, I want to scan her now because I've probably already scanned the vial, right?
It is the doctor for sure. Spend 1 story point.
Okay.
It is the doctor. She is poisoned. She does have the venom inside of her.
Just as bad as I thought.
It's not good.
Yeah, all the readings are as expected. Yeah. There's just that one element that's missing that needs to be done.
And so can I also spend it's another story point.
Yeah.
If I do a scan or have done a scan of the vial before, will it have told me what it's like, maybe the composition of what's missing so we can look for it?
Yes. Spend a story point.
Okay.
And then step away from the table for a moment. Whisper to you.
Okay.
How exciting.
I've never seen a whisper in this game before. Hey, there's the accent.
No, because you were just sending us all out of the room to get
Oh,
your
no, I
whispers
miss
with your
it.
terrible snuff box.
I do miss
We
that.
have theories on this side of the table.
We do.
Do we?
Quite
We have significant
good
spousal
theories.
glances.
Significant.
Yes, but those are so normal. I never know when they're conspiratorial and when you're just
Always.
lunch.
They're usually...
Usually conspiracies about lunch.
And we're pushing forward.
They tend to try to do a murder sometimes.
Occasionally.
That's yes.
Like murder.
All right. Okay. Due to the composition of this elixir, there is another component that can chemically match it perfectly. It is the ethereal plasma, and it's somewhere in this nebula. So we've got to find it.
Specifically, because you spent a story point, so I can make this a little easier on you. But essentially, traveling through the nebula when a solar flare is happening is what spawns the chemical reaction. that you
Oh, the
needed.
timing is perfect. All right, there's some plasma right there coming towards us. We've got to catch it.
Anybody got a net or bottle?
Right.
I pull out another vial.
There's vials and yeah.
Just have like
We're just going to stick our hand in a solar flare and catch it with a vial.
Well, if anyone's hand.
Right, give me the vial.
Surfing on the TARDIS.
Just hold on to my legs quite tight, all right?
I do.
Surfing on the TARDIS and holding it out would probably do the trick.
What's happening?
Are we really doing this?
Right, where am I going?
If you could just hang out the front a bit.
Sure. Just keep...
Here's the thing, it hadn't been invented in your time. It's called surfing.
Right,
It's probably gonna require everybody outside.
like the ocean.
All of us?
yes, it's. We're all going to need to go outside.
Right.
All of us.
Safety lines and surfboard.
Well, we don't want this one to float off into space.
Really?
Absolutely
we
would not ever happen, ever.
quite talked about it
right.
this morning. I don't want to feel the vacuum of space.
I actually have an opinion on that. That's weird.
It's a nice nebula, but we don't want this one having to live in it for the rest of her life.
Quick cheek touch.
Right, we've got a few seconds. The solar flare's coming. If you could just keep on going this way a bit, thank you. Let's go.
All right. Form a chain. Just floating.
All right.
Right.
All right.
Knees.
So everybody is stepping outside of the TARDIS. So climbing up, it's a little nerve-wracking, But climbing up onto the top of the TARDIS in deep space overlooking this nebula is both horrifying and exhilarating at the same time because the temperature, the breathability, everything is there. You feel a little bit of weightlessness, but as you wrap the ropes around and everyone sort of holds on to each other, you begin to anchor yourselves down. And the TARDIS literally angles itself, almost as if it's answering the doctor's whim. However, doctor, as this is happening, you're feeling that weakness just overcome. Like
Steady. I just need to get
you
my
manage to
hand.
grab her hand just as she's starting to slump down, and
Sorry. Usually a bit more stable.
oh shoot! There's one last thing I needed to tell you. Sorry.
Just floating in space. Take your time.
Just making the most of the moments we've got.
Right, Doctor. So just to make sure, I'm extending my arm outside of the safe bubble, correct?
Just the vial, not your arm so much.
Don't worry, the
Okay.
glove will protect it.
All right. So
Should.
I know you're not
think.
used to having a flesh arm again, but they're very
Worst case, you
fragile.
lose it.
Right, it don't matter to me.
all right. So y'all are going into this nebula.
Quite.
All right. So the TARDIS angles down, and you all breach the exterior of this nebula and start literally racing along. The TARDIS kind of slants down a little bit. There is a solar flare that's headed your way, and everyone's holding on to each other for a second, kind of in disbelief that you're doing this. Doctor, even though the sickness is really starting to set in, you're looking around and you see your companions and your friends all roped together, leaning off the backside of this TARDIS as it's kind of slanted down, like, again, a surfboard and like a heavy wave angled up. You all see this huge glowing solar storm headed your way, and as it touches the nebula, it gives off this burst of energy that immediately propels the TARDIS forward, along with this huge energy cloud around all of you. And just as it happens, everyone holds out their hands, I suppose, is sort of like, are you holding out the vial?
Yep.
Okay. So, you guys are literally racing across the surface of a nebula on powered by a solar flare, all of you together, as this energy begins to collect inside this vial. And as this is happening, Doctor, you're watching as all of these colors explode around you. And there's this soft moment of euphoria watching everybody. You're seeing...
I'm just thinking, even if it doesn't work, it was worth it.
Yeah. You're looking at Finn with her arm outstretched and her hair just floating in the gravity. You're watching even the master with this sort of grimace on his face. He's got this crooked smile, like he's enjoying riding this close to the edge of death. And the Corsair looks like she's at home. Y'all just blast across the top of the stars on this nebula, leaving this rainbow trail behind you. The heat from the solar energy, as it races past the TARDIS, you see sort of like the orange and yellow flames lick across the exterior, the bubble that surrounds all of you. And like a comet, y'all sail across this gaseous cloud in the cosmos. And time begins to start to slow down suddenly. Like a ripple in space-time begins to slow down.
I very awkwardly pull the doctor closer to me and wrap my legs around hers.
Gripping you.
And then I use my free hand to reach into my jacket and activate something.
Around everybody suddenly, you notice that the solar flare, everything begins to slow. You've seen this before. Sometimes when these cosmic events happen, space-time goes wibbly wobbly.
It does a bit.
It's a natural event when gravitational forces are literally just pulling against each other. But you and the rogue are unaffected as she activates this device.
Oh, hello.
Everybody else has gone into slow-mo, and the two of you are not. The two of you have a moment together where you're just staring at each other.
It's a lovely moment, isn't it?
It is. What are we doing exactly?
Oh, we're not affected by the time being slowed down here. I just wanted to say, I'm really glad you made that choice. I think it was the right one. Maybe for selfish purposes, but I do think it was the right one.
Which one now?
To look for a cure. To fight, to not give in and let this be your last hurrah. If you were to give up, then I would Well, my existence depends on yours, so
Have we met?
not really.
Or not yet?
In a manner of speaking, we will never really meet. But we know each other very, very dearly.
Doctor?
Doctor.
So I guess this works then! Oh, that's brilliant! Right, what, I have so many questions.
I can't tell you the answers to them.
Of course not.
But I'd like for you to guess some of them. I won't tell you if you're right, but I just want to know if you can.
But spoilers.
Well,
Give me a hint.
oh, there's something I wanted to tell you. It's that hate is always foolish, and love is always kind. We must remember that.
Yes, I think we should.
These friends, this is love. And this is kindness.
It's a bit of all right. Do we always sound like this?
I think so. I kept the glasses because, I think it's a good look.
Where do we go?
Well, I suppose we don't have to hang out in this nebula anymore. But you should take this too.
She hands you the elixir of life, stolen from the Sisters of Karn.
This is what it needed. This.
When she motions to everybody else, you again are presented with the image of 4 people who, in the past years, I suppose, if you want to quantify it that way, of your life, have, with you, gone through everything together. Through life and death, through falling in love, through loss and hope and pain and losing people and saving people. And in this moment, their lives are all focused on saving you. And you can see it as defying what would be a near death defying situation, really. As they're all racing on the back of this TARDIS, here are these people that have risked everything and dropped everything, despite any animosity they may have towards you, or despite the people that are waiting for them to return home safe. They have risked everything to come out here, to break all the rules. And you're watching Finn and everybody grabbing onto each other, surfing across this nebula with the solar flare behind them. It's a moment of realization.
To the next adventure.
To the next adventure.
Can I drink it?
Yeah. When space-time reverts, you pull down as you all get pulled back, and immediately trying to pull each other back into the TARDIS as this solar flare just moves past all of you. One by one, you're all kind of pulled back into the doorway, bracing, kind of pushing your way through, just kind of, whew, that was bracing. You have, as you look at the vial, the plasmic energy that you've collected in here immediately just begins to change different colors and fade away.
Right, is it supposed to do that?
Did we do it wrong?
No, that's perfect. It all worked perfectly.
It did? Mm-hmm. We did it?
Yep.
Right! We did it! We did it! I don't know what you did, but we did it.
Time Lord stuff.
Right, of course.
You did it very well.
Right.
And at that point, you see a golden glow begin to form around Dr. Amy.
Well done.
Okay, shiny cure of happiness. Wonderful.
You both, everybody, the Time Lord specifically know regeneration energy when you see it. But you feel it pulsing through you.
Yeah.
You know that eventually the time is going to be up. for this incarnation of yourself. But you never realized before how heavy it weighed on you that this was going to be the last. There was a part of you that may have taken refuge and rest, but the truth is there's so much to see, Doctor. And now you have more to go, just a little bit more. And the two of you, as everyone is talking and chattering amongst themselves, the two of you just share a look. It's kind of quiet as you're looking into your future and you are gazing into your past. And we are going to push to the next scene as this, as everyone's chatting and talking to each other. You in disbelief of what you just did, and then we're going.
I will have taken just a look in those directions and be like, they don't need to know.
I would say that at this point, the two of you have probably begun to suspect. Definitely.
Yeah.
Look at her. She thinks we don't know.
Quite cute, really.
Should we tell her that we do?
We definitely don't tell her.
Okay.
She likes secrets. Let her keep some.
Oh, right. Secrets.
Yes, secrets.
I'll try one of those.
Don't
And-
care.
The TARDIS materializes in London. And whoever is coming to this dinner date is more than welcome to, but as the TARDIS... You all arrive in the cold, bitter, sweet London holiday air. Snow is collected on the side of the streets, but a lot of people have pushed it off the side, so it's kind of formed this slush, this wet, like, ground all about you. But as you all stepping out of the TARDIS, you're in front of Cillian, his apartment building. Yeah.
Hello.
Shall we not?
Happy Christmas. Or whatever day. When is it?
Happy Euplopleopia.
Yeah. Lovely day.
Wherever it is, it's probably okay.
So knocking on his apartment door then?
Oh, sorry. I thought it was in front of his apartment for some reason.
No, not yet.
You said hello to the building, Doctor.
I'm like Cillian's inside.
Merry Christmas, Doctor.
So, as y'all approach this building, you walk up the single flight of stairs and knocking on the door. I'm guessing you two have decided to attend. Yeah.
I'm going to stop at the door before I get up there.
Okay.
It's a bit much.
Do you want anybody to notice?
No, I mean I do. I want to have a moment and just. I don't. Maybe this is it's a bit much.
Did it once before. And then we went and got weapons. It was quite a fun time.
Piracy, huh?
Quite.
I might get into that.
Oh, if you need any pointers, I think you have a few friends who might be able to help.
Well, we'll talk. Pleasure.
Pleasure.
I'll call.
Can't wait for you to meet my ship. It tends to kill Time Lords.
I give the doctor a hug.
Okay.
Thank you for the best gift.
I'm gonna have to remember that.
You taught me the value of being underestimated. I'd like to spend a few story points in Steel Vial and Banff.
Spin them. Okay.
Yep.
A call.
I say after you've departed, I just say, until next time.
You begin to feel missing weight in your jacket.
Oh, cripes.
And then you feel there's actually a card in that jacket too. And it says, to the doctor and anyone who may be traveling with her. I'm sorry I couldn't be there.
Right.
P.S. I forgot P.S. You open it up. It's from Velig, and it just says, hello, doctor. I not only forgot the P.S., but I did forget the bulk of this message. I've been busy. No, I remember now. It's very important to document every thought you have. It's very, very important. He deliberately writes in what looks like 3 lines of ellipsis, which is a destruction of grammar. And then when he gets to the end, he goes, ah, yes, I meant to say I will be there on Christmas. Love, Velig.
Lovely. One last time, shall we?
We shall.
I should be going.
I'll see you soon.
Have a happy Christmas.
Happy Euplopleopia Day.
Happy Ploppy.
Happy floppy to you as well.
Oh, good tip. I show up naked for that.
Corsair's
Thank
gonna shake the rogue's hand and very quietly say, "It seems I've been a good influence."
More than you know. And I turn around and walk down the street.
Okay. She vanishes as she walks down the street. You see her take a couple of turns around a couple of people and vanishes into a crowd of folks walking and caroling outside on Christmas Day. As all of you all turn to head into the apartment building, you stop as you swear in the distance. You hear the sound of a TARDIS.
Nothing at all.
Cillian has greeted everybody with tight hugs and oh my gods and seems to be particularly happy that the master is not here with all of you. You guys are about halfway through the turkey when you hear jingling in the hallway. And
Jingle.
yeah, as he's cutting the turkey, he just goes,
Ho, ho, ho! Ho, ho, ho! Santa, ho, ho, ho! You'd better watch out! You'd better not cry! You'd better shout for the glory of the Sontaran Empire!
There it is.
Santa Claus is coming to your current place of residence.
Here, here!
Ho, ho, ho!
Happy
I say, yes, I have become what you say, Father Christmas. I've brought presents for all and sundry.
just handing over this bag of presents, just plops.
Oh, shall I open them?
Yes, please, Alex.
Mickey's grandmother just leans a little bit over the table, seeing Bellic just going,
I just lean over and say mammals are filthy.
Bellic smashes down this huge bag of gifts right on the turkey, just and everyone just you see the grandmother go, oh, and pulls open. What do we got in the bag, Bellic?
I do apologize for the destruction of that bird, but it was an enemy of the Sontaran Empire. It deserved to be destroyed.
Long live the Sontaran Empire.
Indeed, they will. As long as there is good cheer everywhere. Presents, presents, Father Christmas has presents. Ho, 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 I believe is the appropriate term. Is it? Yes.
Yes, I think so.
Apparently my short-range teleporter did not work properly, and I'm actually somehow blopping back into the apartment.
Oh, no, that's just like a McDonald's commercial where you're like, no, I want to be a part of it.
Yeah, nope. And then
No, I do.
Ho, ho, hello!
Stepping into the room. So,
Oh, God.
Master, as you're stepping back into the room, just kind of like, all right.
I mean, like, I'm teleporting. I'm like, it is
Oh, okay.
literally dropping me there immediately.
Excellent to see you. I have a gift for you, Master.
How did that...
Have a drink.
Cillian just goes,
Big
Perhaps
bloody
it was a
hell.
little bit of holiday magic. Oh, what is the first gift in the bag? Let's see. Oh, look at this little fellow. Come on out. What a cute little purple dragon he is. Hey, yes. Master, I have for you a rare Caducean Mollymock. It is to remind you who you were and who you are. A companion.
I hate him.
The proper response. Corsair, what have we here?
Teleporter on the fritz.
Corsair, here. I have a Catrax journal and a sonic quill. It's time for you to start telling of your adventures, eh?
Very good. Thank you, Vic.
Indeed.
That's a book I
Just trying to get more for the library.
The pen is mightier than the sword,
But not
or the
quite
rapier, or the saber.
No, it's not, but it's thank you, Belly.
Very welcome. It may be mightier than the sword, but it is not mightier than my next gift. Oh dear. I hope it didn't get crushed. For both of you, this is Penny. It is a plant that is related, well, a seedling of a plant I know named Jenny that you may know.
Is this?
Oh my god. This is the...
Rocco loses their shit.
It's interesting watching a creature that is both reptilian and plant hyperventilate. And yet there it is.
Are you saying Roko's excited?
This made over. This is a very confusing gift. Thank you very much.
Well, there are more. I have here for each of you.
But you've already broken Roko. I don't think we can handle more.
Well, that is what the holiday spirit is about.
So, Doctor, as you have gotten in your TARDIS and flown away, imagine remembering all of this, because this happened to you since you were Amy in this situation. Yeah.
What
Here.
else? More.
For each of you, I have, and for you as well, I have Catruvian communication devices. Whenever you are apart, these can get you in touch with anyone that you need, so that you can keep in touch with your family.
Does it take photos?
Yes, because you'll need them. Here I have made especially for everyone coats exactly like the Doctor's and jackets exactly like the Doctor's, so that you may all be a team.
It will be the most fiendish disguise. No one will ever know I'm not the Doctor.
I can think of no way to abuse this in any whatsoever.
And for you, Doctor, I present to you an Octillion turn timer. Yes, a very rare make indeed. You press this button, it will take you back momentarily in time to fix any mistake.
Oh, I might need one of those.
Did you meet the future, Doctor? Oh dear, I shouldn't have said that. This is an Octillion turn timer. Very rare indeed. Press this button. It will take you back a few moments in time to correct any mistake. Do you like your gift, Master?
Maybe.
Good. Did you meet the future, Doctor? Oh dear, I shouldn't have said that. This is an Octillion turn.
Do you all know?
Yeah.
I have a very big brain, Doctor.
And I'm adjacent to that.
I'm big brain adjacent.
So.
Big brain adjacent.
Pretty obvious.
All right, okay. Can you all squish in a bit?
What's
Finger bones. Click.
As I'm remembering this on the TARDIS, I pull off my jacket
Okay.
and I go over to a little nook and find the framed picture
You
that
just
was
pull,
taken that day.
you pull open the drawer of the TARDIS. As you're looking at the picture that you guys took that day, that for them is happening in their time, but you remember this so long ago. And it reminds you that these are friends that you had not seen in a long time. Some of them, because as time ticked on, we move on. We lose people and things along the way, but this picture stands as a testament that no one ever truly leaves. And as you're holding it, smiling to yourself, knowing that that Christmas happened and that you were there for it, that is where we are going to close our episode.
I think this is a mistake. This is an
Hello, welcome back to Eric's TBD RPG. And we're playing again.
Why am I crying?
where did the story points
Where did
go?
the thinking go? Starting over, right?
I want to thank, first of all, I want to thank Geek and Sundry for letting us come back to this again.
Yeah.
And I want to thank all of you guys for giving us these characters and delivering them to us again, and for being, oh God, here I go. And for being part of my family. And thank you, Darren, as always, showing up and giving us Velig, who is one of the most beloved things that we have seen here at GNS. And having you part of the family, Darren, has been a true blessing. Thank you so much for giving us your time and the gift of Velig and your company more than anything. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
A TBD holiday miracle.
Indeed it was. And thank you all so much for joining us for this little happy episode, our holiday special, TBD RPG Doctor Who game. We hope you guys are having a great holiday. We hope you are suffering through crying as much as we are right now, because that's only fair. And we will see you back in the new year. And until then, everybody, please stay whimsical.